Welcome back to the Great Give 2018. We are spending 2 days helping New Haven's great nonprofits raise money through the Community Foundation for Greater New Haven's Communal Great Give fundraiser. We're getting to do the hard work, just joking, of hanging out with some of those wonderful people in New Haven who spend all their days making this a better community. And they're telling us why we need your support. We're going for $1.5 million this year. 488 nonprofits are participating. Let me tell you how you can participate and help to get to that goal. You go on the web to thegreatgive.org. Don't forget thegreatgive.org. And then you can either check what groups are there or type in the one you want. This hour, we're asking you to put in Elm City Internationals. A lot of people already know why that's a powerful name and why it's worth supporting. So you can either give the money right now or hang out with us for the next 20 minutes and find out what they're about. If you'd also like to help this radio station keep going strong, because we're a not-for-profit public interest station, you can give some money to WNHH. Just put in those letters and you're there. Well, welcome, folks. We got some pals of mine. Steve Mendick, a great longtime attorney, political person in town, and songwriter who's on this station a lot. Debuting his music, playing his music.
Nice that somebody has me.
And he's here. Well, actually, you play a lot of places, Stephen, all over the world. And Lauren Mendick, yes, there's a relation, dad and daughter. Lauren, who's the force behind the Elm City Internationals. Lauren, what is Elm City Internationals, and why should people give you guys money?
So Elm City Internationals is a nonprofit, and we use soccer to engage youth in New Haven in academics. And essentially, the concept stemmed from the fact that I realized the power that a soccer ball can have, and the fact that simple soccer ball and the game of soccer could connect me to children with backgrounds very, very different from mine. And then I could use the connection we build through soccer as a foundation to provide them with academic services and essentially ensure that they can all attend and graduate from college. So why you should give, because all the amazing young men, young boys in my program deserve to fulfill their dream of being the first in their family to graduate from college.
Now, it's called Internationals because it's not just any kids. It's kids who come here. Is it refugee kids or
it varies.
Kids?
So most of our students are all either refugees, immigrants, or children of recent immigrants. So yes.
And what kind of countries they come from?
So the country that the most students come from is Guinea, but we have kids all over. Yeah.
We have a lot of people from Guinea and New Haven.
We do.
Why?
Lot of. I think it's just once you have one connection, like other people from a community flock. And so we do have a pretty big Guinean population, but I think that ECI has an overrepresentation because our program becomes a second family for the students. And once we have one student who's really bought into the family, the rest of the people in their circle, in their neighborhood, friends with their families, introduce themselves to our program.
And how many young men are in your group?
So we've served 36 kids.
All men? I mean, all boys?
All boys, yep.
Well, why is that, all boys?
So just because it works really well with that model. The boys, in the first 2 generations, most of them did grow up abroad, either in West Africa or Central America or South America. And soccer was familiar to them, and it was something that they really succeeded in. Whereas with girls, the same population, it was something you had to teach them to like. And with boys, it was just such an easy model, and it worked. And so I don't have to teach them to love soccer. I could just jump right into the academics.
And Lauren, you grew up here in New Haven.
Yes.
And you decided to settle here.
Yes.
Which should make you a poster person for every promotional effort the state government's been doing these days. And Lauren, you started this how many years ago?
10 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
I didn't even know you were that old yet. Okay.
I didn't either.
I remember when you weren't this old. Okay. 10 years ago you started, and you had played soccer in college, right?
Yes.
What college was that?
Mount Holyoke College.
How did you like playing soccer in college?
So,
why?
I mean, I did like it. To be honest, I did quit after my second year, and the reason was because I started a mentoring program in Springfield for girls, ironically, and it had nothing to do with soccer, but it was a mentoring program that matched college students with girls who were in mostly in the foster care system. And so I started that my sophomore year of college, and then fall came around and I had to choose between the kids and soccer, and I loved soccer and I play soccer to this day, but I chose the kids. And fast forward, I found a way to combine both. So it works.
It grew. And are you the only employee, or do other people?
I am. I'm the only full-time employee. I love to brag about this. We do have one amazing part-time employee who's a graduate of our program, and our head soccer coach.
And do you also have people paid to help instruct? Because you also do academics. It's not just
Yeah, so it's volunteer based at this point in time.
Oh, great.
We'd like to expand. We'd like to have another full-time staff member so we could serve more students. So give to the Great Give to make that possible.
Great. And that's by going to thegreatgive.org. Don't forget the. You type in Elm City Internationals. This hour, we're hoping that folks will really help them help refugee children become part of our society. You know what's so interesting about this, Lauren, is that forever in New Haven, we've been an entry point for people come from other countries to settle in our community, and they become such important parts of our community. I mean, whether it was the Jewish immigrants of the late 1800s, early 1900s, whether it was African Americans coming from the South to work in the factories, Puerto Ricans coming in the 60s and 70s. Now we have Latin Americans and Africans coming in great numbers. And they're people who are motivated to come here. They are become such a strong part of our economy and our communal life. And there have always been institutions and people who help newcomers become part of our community. What an important role you play. And often that was like the party boss who got them jobs or favors, or it was the teacher at school, or it was a social service agency. And you use soccer to also get them in the classroom to become a part of something in their community. What a great idea. What in doing this for 10 years, what's something you learned that wasn't working and how you fixed it?
Good question. So the biggest thing that I had to fix, so we have 3, I call them generations of students. They're basically cohorts, but since it's a family, we use the term generation. And with the first generation of students, we really focused on basic tutoring and mentoring, and our goal was just to make sure that they had pretty close to a 4.0 GPA.
Wow.
And so they could get into
English.
college.
Right.
So, but here's what we had to fix. So we did have kids who were getting pretty close to perfect GPAs, but the bars were set very low at a lot of the schools that they were in. So with our second and third generations, we've adopted our own reading and writing curriculum that has a pretty high bar for most of our students, very high bar, just to make sure that they're 100% college ready. And when I say ready, not to get into college, but to succeed once they're there. We have our students, our high school students, every summer write 20 to 30 page term paper on social justice issues. So we're really pushing them hard. Yeah.
That's awesome. How many hours a week do you work at this?
A lot.
Like, it's a lot.
Like 100 plus.
Really?
Maybe? I don't know.
You work more than 100 hours a week?
It's life. I don't consider it a job, though. It's a way of living. It's a life.
And that's a long time. 10 years, a long time to be working 100 hours a week.
But like I said, it's a lifestyle. It's funny. Someone asked me if I like my job, and I was like, what are you talking? Like, you mean ECI? And they're like, yeah. I was like, oh yeah, I don't even think of it as a job. So
it's a calling.
Yeah, it's just, it's my life.
One of your big supporters has been your dad, Steve Mendick, at least emotional support. And
yes.
The way he's really helping you out today is while you're here raising money for Elm City Internationals, we want everyone to give money to Elm City Internationals. Your dad has answered the call because when we ask you to come on the air to pitch for money, we ask you to bring a poem or a song.
Yes, I was not going to sing.
You were not going to sing, so your dad said he would sing and play guitar. And Steve Mendick is one of our favorite musicians here at the WNHH. We play his music all the time, his recorded music, and he often debuts his music here, which makes us feel special. So, Steve, you brought a song for Lauren's group today. I'm going to get the mic closer to your mouth. What do you? Oops, let's get it.
That's very close.
So what song did you bring for us today, and why?
I brought a brand new song. It's called Whatever Happened to the Dream. And it's a song that's going to be the closing song on a new album that I'm working on, which is called Enough, where I'm doing an entire album that's devoted to gun culture in the United States.
All right.
I've written a number of songs over the years, and my producer and I thought it would be a good idea to actually pull those together, and I wrote 5 new ones. And this is not about guns. It really is a song, and I don't want to call it a pessimistic song or a dark song, but it's a song that kind of captures where I think we are today as a country. And so I should have done something more uplifting for fundraising
I think that's
event.
great. And Steve, I'm going to ask you to really get close to that mic. Maybe push down a little bit because you need to be really close to it.
All right, there we go.
There you go. Okay.
All right.
Steve Mendick and Whatever Happened to the Dream.
Whatever Happened to the Dream. I fooled myself. I haven't played. I realized that my trust was misplaced. I mangled in doubt, lost in dismay. The world I've known is falling away. I know the bitterness of wild pleasure and devour the sweetness of despair. I took a wrong turn to the raging river, lost my bearings after all these years. Everybody's got a cross to bear. Everybody's got a gut to feed. The pot of gold may not be there. Whatever happened to the dream? Life is never what it seems. Adrift in the world, I thought I knew. I found nothing, I was misconstrued. Streets paved with eggshells, so I withdrew. Fraught with peril and doubt until I flew. When you walk in the room, you never know what will happen. Stars may twinkle or they might collide. I walked away from the house of broken angels, where I went looking for a place to hide. That's going to be a violin solo. Everybody's got a cross to bear. Everybody's got a gut to feed. The pot of gold may not be there. Whatever happened to the dream? Whatever happened to the dream? Thank you.
Steve Mednick. Whatever happened to the dream?
My pleasure.
Here on the Great Give Radiothon 2018, where we're helping the Community Foundation and 488 nonprofits in New Haven try to raise a total of $1.5 million in 36 hours. I know we're past the 1.2 million mark. We got to pour it on. And the reason Steve is in here is because Lauren Mednick, yes, a relation, is telling us all about Elm City Internationals, a great group in town that takes refugee teens, mostly I guess from West Africa, and plays soccer with them and gives them intensive instruction in academics to get them to college. It's a great track record over 10 years. Folks, if you go this hour to thegreatgive.org, type in Elm City Internationals, throw them some money because look at the results they're having. And Lauren, what's next with Elm City Internationals?
So right now we're just wrapping up a great year. Looking forward to. I have bittersweet feelings about this, but we're sending our seniors off to college. We had a fairly large cohort of high school seniors who are all going to college next year, and we're just in the midst of preparing the next cohort.
Do you go to the graduations?
Yes.
What's high schools?
So our 4 seniors, we have one at Hill House, one at Career, one at Easums, and one at Wilbur Cross.
So you guys sit through 4 graduations this year?
Yes, and they kind of have them on the same days. So I do one in the beginning, one in the middle, one in the end.
And what colleges they going to?
We have one is going to Middlebury College, one is going to Hobart and William Smith College, and then 2 of them are going together to Central Maine College.
Wow, isn't that great? So so how much of it is soccer, and how much of it? I mean, 20-page term papers as part of the soccer program. How much of it is academics?
So I say it's 50-50, but in terms of what we're actually doing, I I think the academic piece, it's slightly higher than that. So I think with the soccer, it's really the piece that keeps them coming. And there's, a lot of travel, which takes up time.
Oh, they play team. They're a team that plays other teams?
Yeah, they play other teams. And then they also play with the Premier League, Bridgeport Premier, which is an amazing soccer league that focuses mostly on engaging kids in Bridgeport, but they've very kindly embraced ECI, and we've kind of brought our New Haven community there.
So it's a team called Elm City Internationals. And where does it travel to play?
Well, so what I was explaining is that we play with Bridgeport Premier. Okay. In the winter and in the summer, we do play just as Elm City Internationals in indoor facilities. But when we play outside, we do play with Bridgeport Premier. And
do you get any months off during the year?
No, we say we go 11 months out of the year, but we don't really get a full month off. It's a week here or there.
Lauren never gets a month off.
Yeah, so.
Well, Lauren Mednick, keep up the great work. We're proud that you grew up here, you stayed in New Haven, you're making such a big difference. And we hope that everyone listening to this show goes to thegreatgive.org and puts some money for Elm City International. It's really nice to have you back this year with your dad, which is always very sweet. And Dad, Steve, why don't you play one more song before we get together with Benita Grubbs? What's this one called, Steve?
This is called Soon It's Too Late. This is a song that was written for the kids down in Florida after the shooting on the Parkland kids after Valentine's Day. And it plays off the concept where some members of the political community in the country say it's always too early to discuss guns.
Oh, okay.
So, you say it's too early, soon it's too late. Closing your eyes will just seal our fate. We see all the signs, don't ruminate. Please don't ignore the storm before us. This has happened before, it will happen again. Just as the sun comes up, it always descends. You take their money, their orders, their words. You're under their spell, so we have been cursed. You say it's too early, soon it's too late. Closing your eyes will just seal our fate. We see all the signs, don't ruminate. Please don't ignore the storm before us. When you walk into a room, you can never be sure. Never be sure of what might happen. It's even worse than you think, worse than it is. The sense of unease causes shivers in heaven. Let's take a chance on the here and now. We can't pretend that nothing happened. Give back the money, reclaim your soul. Enough is enough, is enough. When they wander our ruins, will they know who we were? Will they know who we worshipped, or what God we prayed to? Is this what we want to leave behind? When our gods have fallen silent, silent forever. You say it's too early, soon it's too late. Take care of the children we've brought to this place. Betwixt and between, as both sides tangle, the rule of law must trump the rule of the jungle.
Steve Mednick playing It's Too Late?
Soon It's Too Late.
Soon It's Too Late. In honor of the students slain in Parkland, Florida. And Lauren Mednick, thank you for telling us about the Elm City Internationals. I love when you come in every year and tell us that you're still going strong, helping refugee teens not only play some soccer, but really get their academics together and get headed to college. So congratulations on another good year. And let's hope that every listener in this Great Give Radiothon goes to thegreatgive.org and sends some money the way of Elm City Internationals. We're not done, folks. We're going to 8 p.m. for the Great Give. trying to get to that $1.5 million mark. We're going to be up next with Benita Grubbs from Christian Community Action. It's great when she comes by every year and tells us what she's up to. And in the meantime, we take a little break with the Afro-Semitic Experience with Sente. He's an on-time God. Take a little listen. Please visit thegreatgift.org for Elm City International. Stick with us. We'll be right back on WNHH, New Haven's home for community radio.